I want to move on to our
Yep.
next question. And this was a question that somebody wanted us to touch on. And that is, for these, for anybody who trained outside of Canada, they're returning to
Yes.
Canada, they're starting a residency program, or they're finishing, they're starting practice, and they want to know, what are the rules, here buying a property if they haven't shown income in Canada or they didn't do training in Canada. So Shirley, tell us about BMO and how you could help them.
It's a really great program. So a lot of times when you're returning back to Canada, and I'll just use the United States as an example, just because they're just right next door. Many people also go abroad. They could be in Australia, or they could be in the UK, or I just want to put that out there. So you're in a different country. Obviously, you have credit cards and various credit history, and you've been established for a few years over in another. Obviously, when we are looking at a particular application, there's a period of a gap, and we don't know how that repayment history is. Where's the income coming from within Canada? We do have a return back to Canada program. If they're a Canadian citizen, and they're working towards their credentials, and especially in the medical dental field. So a lot of times there is either if you're returning back, you might have a clinical position that you are taking, or you could be just returning back for another fellowship. And again, if it's under a particular program and it's within a 3-year post of completing residency, we have the new professional program, as you know. And if there's a clinical position to be had, and there's the flexibility to be able to qualify under the Return to Canada program, which means we do not have to hang our hat on as extensive of a credit history or the 2-year income history. We do need to just confirm, obviously, it's credentialed in Canada. It would be like, say, the certifications and the exams have been done, and you've got your, for a physician, it would be their Physician and Surgeons Canada certificate. With the dental, obviously, you've received your certification, and we can move forward with them. And that's pretty much it. There's a little bit of, the application and confirmation of assets and that, but it can be pretty easy. Little bit of upfront legwork in terms of papers and collecting and submitting, but it's really doable. And a lot of times when you're returning back to Canada, you want to get settled and get a home. So it's a great way to land back.
Yeah, I've always I've always talked about when is a good time. A lot of my medical residents and or dental, they're starting out or they're still in the residency, and they kind of say, well, and of course this is here in Lower Mainland in Vancouver, but also clients in Alberta, clients out in Ontario, and they said, should I buy? And the quick answer is it depends, but I'm leaning towards a yes. So it's usually like if you qualify for it and we can afford it, let me run my analysis on the place that you're actually getting. And if everything looks good, the answer is yes. Even they might say, hey, I still have 150,000 of loans, or I still have 200,000 of loans. But is the bank qualifying you? A lot of those loans are prime minus a quarter. So the money is still cheap on that. And our real estate goes up quite quickly in terms of its value, like saying, well, why don't I wait to pay off my loans for 5 years and then I'll decide to buy a home? Yeah, but how much did the home go up? I want to pay down my $150,000 loans and then I'll buy a home. They decide to buy a home 5 years later, and the home that they could have bought is now $400,000 more expensive. Here in the Lower Mainland, and then they kind of nullified all of their logic. But so that's why, and I'm not saying to go buy a home. I'm saying to go and work with a professional
And do the homework.
who can
Yes.
analyze and help you with this
Yeah.
decision. So yeah, like I guess, if anyone would like to discuss more about your BMO program, absolutely, they should be reaching out with you, just because if they just sort of walk into any bank and just say, hey, I want to apply for a mortgage, I believe you and your team can do a lot more for them because of your
Yes.
program, as opposed if they just, these programs aren't with every, organization,
No,
with every specialty,
no.
right?
Yeah. And you've got a really great point there that when I guess it's no different when someone wants to try and figure out how to set up their financial plan. What does their 1 year, 3 year, 5 year look like? And how can they get to their destination, and what kind of tactics and strategies should be put together? With something like this, if someone doesn't work with the this type of qualifying program, it is a little bit to try and put it together, because the vanilla way would be basically credit history, credit card. Everyone's always programmed to do that. Get your credit card, whether it be a $500 limit all the way to 5,000 or 50,000. You put something on it, you pay it off, you have that history. So when there's a particular gap, it's really difficult for an institution to figure out, okay, what's the repayment history? Has the behavior changed? Has anything changed in the financial picture, which drives a lot of that affordability? So when you work with it a little bit more, then you would be a little bit more attuned. And this is a program that I do work with. Within Canada, highly desirable country, many people do return, and many do get into this conundrum of, okay, I'm back, I'm a Canadian, I just went away to study, I'm wanting to work, and I want to get a home. And this will help bridge. And also, of course, like what you said, you've got to make sure that it makes sense for your picture. Like, does it work for the family? Like, if you've decided that I want to take 3 months off and I do not want to work, I need it, I just want to not do anything, then timing that in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of want to remind those who are new to me and my team that we don't charge anything for financial planning and tax filing planning for medical residents. So by all means, reach out to us if you want to talk, or if you have an issue. And remember, you got to file your taxes. If you're new to your residency program, you're getting an income, you got to file those taxes. But also, planning is important. A lot of people get married in their residency. A lot of people
Yep.
decide, a lot of people are wondering whether they should buy or even invest. Hi, I hope you got some great information from this last session. Did you know that we give complimentary financial advice on insurance, investments, and real estate planning while in medical or dental school or after graduation? We also give complimentary tax planning and filing during residency. If you'd like to set up a time, give us a call. You have more to gain than you think.